Several weeks back, Keith put a video out machining the 18-inch straight edges. The one that you saw in the video is this one. And I had sent him this one with some paint on it ahead of time and told him to set this one aside from me. And the reason for that is when I get customers in here and they ask me what I do, and I try to explain it to them, most of the products that we make here go straight out the door. They get shipped back with the pattern. So we don't have any evidence of what we do. And then when I do have raw castings that haven't been machined, they're still not impressed. They look at it and they still don't know. But if they see shiny metal on something, oh man, their eyes light up big time. So I told Keith I wanted to get this one machined, and I want to keep this one here as a display model of the work that we do here. Now, I added a little detail to this one that you didn't see in Keith's video, and I just did it today. Check that out. I engraved it. And I'm not going to tell you how I did it, not in this video, but I did want to show you how neat that engraving is. And it's 15 thousandths deep. The background is deep, and then your letters and all the front detail is flush with the plane here. But anyway, I wanted to show that off. I thought that would be neat. But yeah, it's my straight edge, and I wanted to put my signature on it. So there it is. So anyway, the straight edge, we have a bunch of them to start cranking up very soon, but we have a lot that has to take place before we get there. First of all, we got to get back on Cloud 42's project and knock that out. As I said in a previous video, we ended up scrapping every single one right before I left from my trip to Iowa. That was a week, and then from there Keith picked me up from there, and we were on the road for another 2 weeks. So I was gone for 3 weeks during all this, and when I got back, I was able to cast 8 good ones. I was able to patch it and get the heat back up where it's supposed to be. Now, if you're wondering why I haven't shown my face, I needed to warn you ahead of time. I told you in a video not too long ago that I had to have surgery. I had to have some skin cancer removed from my face, and they did that Monday. So if you're squeamish, if you don't have a strong stomach, close your eyes for the rest of this short video. Yeah, they got me good. They cut me from here to here, all the way down the nose, and then they got me from here all the way up here down to here. It'll heal up fine eventually. You know, it'll be a little bit of a scar. I'm not worried about. I mean, I gave up looking good a long time ago. But anyway, they got it all. They did the Mohs procedure where they go in and they cut out a little bit, and then they examine it under the microscope, and they just repeat the process until they get it all. And, you know, if they're smart, they probably take a lot bigger piece out where they don't have to run back and forth as much. That's what I got a feeling they did here. They did reassure me they got it all. So it'll be at least 10, 20 years before I have to do this again. With that said, I am under doctor's strict orders not to be out here in the foundry getting dirt and sweat or exerting myself, possibly busting a stitch open and bleeding all over the place. It took me 2 days to get this to not bleed. It was a mess. So I won't be putting regular content out for several more weeks yet. In the meantime, I have my first of many videos on our road trip. The chicken run will be coming out right after this video if you'd like to see it and see some of the neat things that Keith and I got to see, along with some of the awesome people. And I was wanting to just put them all out there at one time, but I have so much video footage that I'm not going to, for one thing, I'm not going to put an hour and a half video out there. It's not happening. So I'm breaking it down in little 20-minute clips, just enough for you to watch without going to sleep on me. Since I can't do anything else, I have had time to sit down and edit a lot of the video. So the first of them will be out here in a few minutes. I will create a playlist called the Chicken Run, and I will have them all going into that playlist. It's either going to be 3, possibly 4 videos. I don't know. Like today, I'm only going to have 1 loaded, but next week I'll probably have 2 or 3 all at one time. As for the furnace I was telling you about, it is giving me problems. We are going to have to reline, and I will do video when I can on that process on certain parts of it. I'll include the lining and how thick we're going to do it and how we do it. I'll try to keep you entertained. And it's my buddy Steve Watkins and his sidekick Don, which is also my good friend, I consider. They're helping me with getting another furnace going while I'm fighting this. Now, I'm doing 2 different things once I get to where I can function again. I'm going to be taking an old furnace that Keith gave me, and I'm going to be doing some work on it, trying to make it get up to temp. And once I get that one to where I want it, then I'm going to completely chisel the smaller one out and start relining it. And then we're going to go back to my old big Bertha furnace that I used to use. That thing was awesome. And I want to try to get it restored back to where it was when I built it the first time. And all that takes time. I've got the refractory, and I just need to get on it now. That's some of the stuff that's happening as we speak. But the main thing I wanted to touch with you on this video is for those of you that are waiting on your Clow 42 castings, I want you to know how much I appreciate your patience and your understanding. I had a few guys that actually emailed me wanting to know what's going on, and I hadn't had a chance to address this until now. So I explained to them about the surgery, and they were very understanding, and I appreciate that. I haven't forgot you guys. Like I said, we got 8 Goodwin's casts. I know what we did. I know how to make sure we're consistent with the rest of the batch. So let me reiterate, once I get off the doctor's orders, I'm gonna hammer that job out in a week, which is coming up soon. The thumbnail shows Kilroy and me standing in front of the Vicksburg Courthouse Museum. And if you're ever in Vicksburg, you need to check that place out. But I am fixing to show you the video and tell you what our plan is for the next year. It's super cool. I think you'll be interested. There is one part in there I wanted to tell you before you watch the rest of this video. My buddy Eddie is very interested in making the carriage for this project. So we no longer have a need for the person I mentioned in the video. So I wanted to let you know that up front. And Keith Rucker is volunteering to make the pattern for me. So we're going to probably start off with a half scale first, which is still 500 pounds to pour. And we're going to see what kind of issues we might run into before we pour the big barrel. I guess I just screwed up. I gave away the secret. All right, watch this. Yep.
Step, step, step. So they really just cut one. That's really the groove right there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what kind of. That's interesting. It's not like you have lands and grooves, right?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, let's see. Oh, look, you can get all the way down in there.
Hopefully.
What is that down in there? Paper?
Yeah, it's probably chewing gum. Is that on video?
This is on video.
Okay. Well, guys, my buddy Kilroy and I are up here at the original Warren County Courthouse in Vicksburg, Mississippi, which is now the Vicksburg Courthouse Museum. Is that the name of it? And if you've never been to Vicksburg, you need to make sure, if you ever come to Vicksburg, you definitely need to put this on your place to see, because there's a lot of stuff in here, including a particular item we're here for today, which is the AB reading rifle. And there's only 3 in existence. I can't remember where the other 2 are, But this particular one, they have their hands on. It actually belongs to the Park Service, but it's on loan here at the courthouse. And I called James and I said, man, you want to come up here? And I'm glad he did, because I didn't have enough of the tools to measure or do all the measurements that we took. But this bronze gun weighs, it's a bronze gun, and it weighs around 775 pounds, plus or minus 5. And that's a project I want to work on next year. And I'm going to start telling you more about that. We're going to take, I plan on asking for donations of bronze to pull this project off, because we're going to need 1,000 pounds in order to to pour it and to nail it. And we're going to need some extra bronze to pour the plaque for all of you that donated to the cause. But anyway, like I said, there's 3 guns in existence, and we want to make one more. And we took some very good measurements on the exterior profile. We're gonna probably have to come back and get more on it, but I got enough to get a pattern started for the exterior anyway.
Sure.
What do you think of it? You think I'm losing my mind here, James?
This is going to be a hell of a pour. We going to pour it in the ground?
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
what I thought. That'd be neat.
It'll be poured vertically. Chances are that's the way these work. And but yes, I'm very excited, and I want to shoot the thing as soon as it'd be nice if they just let us use that one, but
I don't see that happening.
no.
I didn't even see. Is there the hole in there for the fuse still left in there? I didn't even notice.
You can tell where it's at.
Uh-huh.
I think they
Okay.
plugged it,
Okay.
but we can drill that out.
Yeah. Take care of that. I could have brought my DeWalt.
There you go.
So-
And a few ounces of powder, just a tisk.
So yeah, it's a beautiful piece.
But anyway, guys, I just wanted to kind of give you a little peek at something to look forward to throughout the year next year. And I have reached out to Ingalls Coach Works. Is that the name of the channel? I've reached out to Ingalls. I'm pretty sure some commenters are going to say, you need a carriage for this thing, and you need to contact Ingalls Coach. Well, sent him an email. I haven't heard anything from him, but we are going to be looking for a good wheelwright to do the carriage work on. Possibly 2. I don't know. But anyway, that's it for now. So as I said, this is a big deal for us. I've always wanted one. And the AB Reading Company, I'll fill you in on them. They were making steam gauges and things like that in the 1850s. And then when the war broke out, they turned over to making cannon. And I think they produced around 300 of them there before the Union gunboats took them out. And they completely leveled the place. It never came back. It's just a figment of the past now. I think it would be really cool after well over 150 years for us to be able to reproduce another AB Reading rifle right here in the state of Mississippi. It may not be in Vicksburg. It's probably going to be right here at Winnie Hill Foundry, but still, it'll be here in this state. And I said in the video that we would be reaching out to take up bronze donations. And honestly, if there is a way I can pull this off to get the data on the actual material this barrel is made out of, I would rather get certified material. So we're probably going to be asking for donations and money in order to buy a skid of this stuff to pull it off. I don't know yet. The first thing I need to do is try to get a hold of somebody with an XRF gun to shoot the thing and see, to tell us exactly what alloy it is. Gunmetal, I don't believe it's gunmetal. Somebody told me it was bell bronze. And I'll tell you this, when we had the masking tape stretched down the barrel, we had that masking tape marked off every foot or every 6 inches. And then we took our calipers and measured at each point all the way down that barrel to get accurate diameters all the way through that profile. When I pulled that tape off of that barrel, it sang. I mean, it was ringing like a bell. So I don't know if a regular, I don't know if gunmetal would sound like that. But whatever this material is, I want to make it that material if at all possible. We got a ways to go yet. And once I get everything lined up, then we will go from there, and we'll decide whether we're going to just take miscellaneous bronze and make one, or if we're going to try to do it just like the old one was. My preference would be to go back to the original material they used. Authenticity, right? Anyway, I'm very excited about that, and it's going to require the same crew to come in here to help us with that as we had with the capstan for the Tally-Ho. And so it's going to be pretty cool. And once we get to that point where we're ready to pour the barrel, I will give you an open invitation. If you want to come out for that, you're more than welcome. We'd love to have you. All right, guys. I guess that wraps it up. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Like I said, I'm going to be putting out several short videos on our trip, on the chicken run, and then hopefully, in the meantime, I'm going to be having some other video for you, including the one where I made that embossed engraving. I'm going to show you the equipment I used and give you a rundown on that. I'm very impressed with the way that works. I have a need for that on several jobs, but primarily, that is for my Patreon guys, because I have been telling them that I was going to get them some medallions cast, and the finish is just not cutting it. And I got thinking, that's the kind of finish I want. So what we'll do, we're still going to cast the blanks, but we're going to engrave them, and it's going to read Windy Hill Foundry Valued Patreon Member. And what I did, these are going to be in cast iron, because the machine I got will engrave all materials. So we're going to have different tiers: the cast iron level, which is 5, the bronze 25, I think, and we're even going to do for a gold plated one for the 3rd tier to make that available to you if you want it. But anyway, this engraving process and the machine that did it, the main reason I took it was because I wanted to get these Patreon friends of mine what I promised I was going to do. I wanted to give them a coin of some sort of recognition to show them how much I appreciate them. But anyway, but I guess that's it. I think I've covered everything that I was going to. Maybe in the next video, all this will be healed up some more. I'm getting my stitches out Tuesday. I'm dreading that. I will tell you this. Despite what that looks like, and you can see it, I mean, they cut a chunk out of me. Despite what it looks like, it doesn't hurt. None of that's bothering me. And it hurt the first night, but it was tolerable. I could deal with it. I would like to say I have a high tolerance for pain, but they cauterized all those blood vessels as they were cutting me. And I think they were actually spraying the ends of my nerves too with that, and deadening them. So I think that was, I think that helped me more than any pain meds would have. If you ever need this type of surgery done, if this doesn't scare you, I can highly recommend you to my doctor. I really like the guy. But anyway, so long for now, and I'll hopefully be putting videos out every week again now. Have a good day.
For those who have been asking about the Windy Hill Foundry hats, these are now available on my website, windyhillfoundry.com, under stores, or you can click on the above link. These are on the pricey side, but Keep in mind the shipping is included. Have a good day.